Hi everyone, welcome to Queens Public Library's Crafting Time with Fatima Calderon. Select QPL locations are open for Stage 2 services, which offers browsing, public computer use, and in-person reference. To learn more about Stage 2, see our virtual program calendar, access digital services, or get a library card, visit queenslibrary.org. You can also take action by sending an email through our website to your elected official, letting them know how essential libraries are for NYC's recovery. During June, we're celebrating Pride together and kicking off summer reading. Reading takes you everywhere. All this year, QPL marks its 125th anniversary. Visit queenslibrary.org for book lists, resources, and more. If you are eligible to vote, remember to vote in the upcoming June primaries. This is an important step in choosing our new mayor and other key local officials. They decide how our city's money will be spent and advocate for our neighborhoods. For more information, including how the new ranked choice voting works, go to vote.nyc or call 1-866-VOTE-NYC. It's done. So yeah, welcome to the paper craft that we're gonna be doing today. And it is this cute, fun, and easy box. I will show you what I did with this one, and of course, I will show you the steps on how to make it. First, let me tell you the materials. You will need a box. Can be a box of cereal, a box of crackers, cookies, popcorn, pasta, any box that you have laying around in your kitchen, which you most likely do. Use it and you can convert it into this fun keepsake box where you can put your kids' end of year or mementos and tokens from their school year, so that they can remember it in the future. It's especially sweet if you have like a milestone year, if your kid is moving up from kindergarten or pre-K or from 5th grade. One of my kids is going into high school, so I made this box for him because it's a stepping stone. He's leaving the middle grade, and I'll show you what it looks like closer. So you will need a box and decorative paper, any kind of paper that you have that's colorful. Maybe it has some printed patterns. It could be a gift wrapping paper, any decorative paper that you have. Of course, you need tools like scissors, pencils, glue, maybe markers if you want to write something on it, and lots of paper. But you don't need any special tools, and that's really what I wanna get through, that to make something fun and pretty, you don't need something special or special skills. So obviously I have this one done. We are gonna be working today with this one, which is a tiny popcorn box. You can use, like I said, any type of box that you have. It can be bigger, such as this cereal box, if all you have is a cereal box. If you're using the cereal box, you can use it as is, but that's pretty big, or you can cut it down to the size that you want. So for this one, I would cut it here on this line so that it's this big. And just when you're cutting it, just remember to cut maybe the top part off, but at the bottom, cut it about 2 inches deeper or farther out, like up to here, so that you can have it as a flap to bring up, and that will be one of the sides of your boxes. So again, if you're using a cereal box because it's pretty large and you want to bring it down to a smaller size, you can cut it to the size that you want. You would cut off one of the top parts, but the bottom you're gonna leave it about 2 inches longer so that you can bring it up and create one of the sides of boxes. like I did with this one. This was a huge cereal box, one of those family size ones, so I cut it down to the size that I wanted. But I will be showing you the steps with this smaller one because it's more manageable for, you know, the screen size that we have. Your box could open like this, the one that you're working with, or it could open to the sides. If it opens like this, it will be easier for you, but I don't really have one of those, and it's fine. We can use one like this. This one has the opening on the sides. So this is how we're going to start. You're going to get scissors or a paper cutter, and we have to cut all these sides. I'm gonna keep this one here for reference. Let me just open it. Yeah, we have to cut all the sides here because you want to create this top like that, right? That closes and open. So that's what we're gonna do. Again, with scissors or with a paper cutter. And be careful, you know, if you're using a cutter. Just go around, and you can see already I'm creating the top. Now go around here again. Trying to be careful. And that's it. So I just opened two sides. I don't want to go to the side because then I'm gonna take the whole cover off. I don't want it. I wanted it to be like this. Obviously, we're gonna have to cover or glue this part down because that's gonna be one of the sides of the boxes, but we're gonna get to it. For now, we're gonna leave it like this. And now you're gonna take your paper. For this one, I had pretty decorative paper. For the example today, I'm just gonna use construction paper, which is totally fine as well. Remember, this is easy, is using whatever you have at home, and so you can use construction paper. And pause, if I'm sweating a lot or if I'm very shiny, it's because my AC is not working yet. So yes, I'm sweating and I apologize if I'm too shiny, sorry. So to cover it, you could totally measure the size of your box, right? Let me see with this ruler. If you are very, you know, you have to have your sizes and everything very straight, you can measure it, and then you bring down the measurements to your paper and you cut it out. I usually do it by eye. I use the actual box as a guide. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to place it on the paper, and I'm gonna trace it with my pencil, and that way I will cut around the trace marks that I made. I'm just trying to keep this here on the paper down so that it doesn't move. Keep it straight, and let me lower this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing better. So I'm just tracing. Around with the pencil. And that's where I'm gonna cut it. And I can fold my paper like this and then cut it twice, because the same measurement is gonna go for the top and the bottom of the box, right? One thing you wanna keep in mind is when you're covering your box, you're gonna have to cut the paper a little bit outer, like outside the lines that you made, so that you can go all the way to the edge and more of your box, because then if you don't, you might have, like in this one, you can have the box colors come through, you know. With this one, it's not so bad because the decorative paper is green, so it matches the the actual box, which was green. But if you have like a very colorful box and you have a different color for your paper, you want to make sure that you cover those edges. So one way is to cut outside of the lines that you made, so that when you're gluing it on the box, it goes over the edge. Another way is you can paint it all around these edges, all around, with acrylic paint in a color that matches the paper that you're gonna use. So those are two ways that you can get around with those, showing those edges of the boxes. There's a third way that I'm gonna show you when we get there. So I traced it, and now I'm gonna cut it out. And again, I'm gonna fold it, my page, so that I can get two cuts out of this, because the same is gonna be for the top and the bottom of the box. It's the same size. You can use your scissors for this, or you can use your paper cutter. I'm gonna try to do it with the scissors. Just be warned that I'm not very straight cutter, so I usually use the paper cutter. But I'm gonna give it a go with the scissors. Let's see. If it looks horrible, don't judge me too much. Think that when I have time to work on it, I get it straight because I used a cutter. But here you go. I'm cutting it, and I'm cutting it outside the trace marks that I made. And yeah, I'm totally not going straight. Okay, so you see, I have two pieces cut up that are gonna go here on the top, and they're gonna go over the edge. I can use the same piece to cut out the inner, because I don't want my inside box to be this color. I wanted it to be lined to look prettier. So I can use this as a guide to cut two more pieces of paper to line my inside. The thing is that for the inside, when I'm cutting the line piece, I'm gonna cut it a little bit smaller than the outside, because in the inside is not the same size as the outside. If you understand what I mean, you have these edges here, those marks that you cannot cover, and then your box is not gonna fold. So when you are cutting the inside line, paper liners, cut it a little bit smaller, like a quarter of an inch or 3/4 of an inch smaller than the outside. So this is how, okay, so we have our top and bottom. So now we need to cut out the sides. And it's the same method. I'm just gonna trace it. I'm just tracing it and keeping it straight. And I'm not gonna fold it this time, but I will make two. The reason I don't wanna fold it to make two at a time is because I want more of the paper to cut the long size of the box here. So I'm just gonna cut it out outside of the line. Trying to be as straight as possible. It's so hard to cut like a straight line, which is the simplest thing, you will think, but for some reason I can't. So I use this one again to cut another outside piece, and then I use it to cut 2 inside pieces to line those same sides inside. And again, the insides are going to be smaller than the outside, so just cut it a little bit smaller. Don't go too small because you can always keep cutting, but if you cut too small, then you can't really add to it. So I'm just lining it with this other one to cut it out. So I have my 2 small sides already cut. And now for the long. Again, I'm just gonna trace. And cut it out. And this time I will fold it because I don't think I need more of this color. For the inside, I'm gonna use a different color. If you're using like decorative paper with a nice print on it, what I did with the sample one, this green one here at the bottom, is I used the busy paper pattern on the outside, and then for the inside I lined it with like a plain 1 color paper, which was construction paper too, and I'll show you. So that's a nice contrast. The outside is like a pattern and inside is more more one tone, because the inside, you know, you don't see it as much. Doesn't really have to be that colorful, or you don't have to use, if you're using expensive decorative paper, you don't want to use that and kind of waste it on the outside. So here I have all my pieces cut out. Cut out all of your pieces, including the inside lining pieces that you're gonna use, okay? So you have to cut out 2, 4, 6, 12 pieces. 6 outside, 6 inside. And don't glue this side yet until almost the very end. Before I start gluing it, let me explain this side. Here, this flap doesn't go all the way to the top. As you can see, if I close it like this, you can see that I have these sides that remain. For this, I'm just gonna cut out this part here and glue it to this top here, to this part here, and that way I will have it like this, like a full side. So I'm just gonna do that now with the scissors. Sometimes boxes do have like this side flaps that go all the way up, and that would be great, less work for you. But this particular box, it doesn't, so I have to do this. I have to cut out the top and glue it to here so that it gets into one single piece like that, see? So let me do that now, and I have some liquid glue here. If you're using a paper cutter for any cutting, just make sure you have a mat, whether it's one of those self-healing rubber mats or a glass one like this, just to protect the surface that you'll be working on. And I'm just holding it here because it's liquid, so I'm just making sure that it glues and doesn't move too much. there staying put, I think. So I'm gonna start gluing down all the pieces. You can go in any order. You may want to erase your pencil marks. I'm just going to put it on the inside so that it's not visible. Use a strong adhesive because it's going against this cardboard and you want it to be stuck there. So I think like a glue stick wouldn't work. Get like tacky glue or double-sided paper, tape. I'm just making sure that it's stuck. I have these pan scrubber. I use it. Because again, no special tools, right? Just whatever you have. But it has a smooth, flat surface, so it's good. I use it like this just to to put some pressure on there and make sure that the paper is gluing. And you're gonna do this with all the sides. And so on and so on. After you line all the inside, then you're going to glue here. You're gonna shut your box, and then you're gonna glue the outside and the inside. So let me just, I'm not doing that here because I already have a box that I started. So I'm gonna put this on the side with all its pieces. I just wanted to show you, how to cut the box open, how to cut the paper. And here I have this one that is very advanced and how much I've gotten to do. So you see I have this decorative paper outside and then I lined it with one color inside. I did this one for my son who's moving on to high school, and this one is more feminine. You can use it for a more feminine person. This one would be for my daughter. She doesn't like pink that much, so it's not very pinkish. I kind of wanted to line it pink inside, but again, she doesn't like pink, so I used orange. And the only thing left here to do, and here you can see in this flap how I glued them together, the top part and the bottom part, to make it into one. And all that's left here is to glue it. I'm gonna use double-sided tape. I think it will be faster for than the liquid glue, because then I would have to wait for the liquid to dry, So just a few runs of the double-sided tape. And there. I'm just pressing it to make sure that it's stuck together firmly, that it won't reopen. And again, with my pan scrubber, I'm just pressing this. I have this one side left to do, but I have the piece here. So let me glue it. Sorry. So for this one, I really cut it out. I did the opposite of what I told you. I told you to go over the edge, you know, to cut out outside the line. I didn't do that here, so I can see the ugly green of the box, sorry box, coming through a lot. And this here, let me just press it a couple of times again. You see how ugly that is? So the ways we said to cover it is in the beginning, before you start cutting and cutting the actual box and cutting the paper and gluing the paper. Before you do all of that, you can use acrylic paint and just paint all over the edges with a coordinating color all over the edges, so that once you put the paper, once you glue the paper on top, if you cut the paper too small, the edges that will show will be the color that you painted, and that will look nice. Another way is, you know, trying not to cut the paper too small and cutting outside the lines, covering the edges. But if you didn't do that, I have another way that I'm gonna cover this. So that's basically your box, right? This looks like a box. And now comes the fun part, which is decorating. That's what we're gonna start doing now. So to cover these edges, that's what the first thing I'm gonna do, to cover all these green edges. I have this, what is it called? Roll of diamond wrap. It looks like sequins. And I like it because it goes around, so I can, instead of putting each sequence or glitter individually, I'm just gonna cut it to the length that I need, like this. So it goes up to here. And I don't need it that big, unless I wanna make it like that. Oh, for that, let me start my glue gun. So let me just connect it. And it's on. Okay. Let's see if it heats up by the time I need it. So again, let's see if I want it to be all around like that, which kind of looks pretty. You see, since it's more feminine, the sequins will look nice, right? Let me see if there's any comments. I think there are some comments. While my hot glue heats up, I might want to see your comments. So simple and pretty. Wow, they all look so pretty yet simple. Love it. Love the idea. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So again, up to, why do I have two? Oh, here it is. I'm gonna cut it in half lengthwise. So I'm gonna have one strip. This heat wave, huh? Let's see. Yeah, and I'm gonna glue it here. And now I covered the green ugly part. So let me glue it. Let's see if my glue is hot enough. It seems to be, yay, okay. So, you know, you have to be fast with glue, with hot glue, because it dries fast. So sorry if you're not seeing, but I have to be fast. Just be careful if you're using hot glue. I wasn't fast enough. It dried before I put it. So now I'm gonna have to add more glue and make it more bulky. I'm trying to press it down so that it stays. Okay, that's fine for now. I'll get it. Nope. Not at all. There you go. Yeah, I have to go piece by piece, right? Not trying to do too much. So, sorry I'm wasting time on this. And I'm gonna do that all around the box. Since I'm wasting a lot of time with just one strip, I'm not gonna do all 4 strips here, because then I'm gonna take like an hour, apparently. But you get the point. You see how much better it looks now. You don't see the green coming through from the bottom. So that's one way to cover the edges of your box. And you keep decorating with what you have. You can use stickers, washi tape. Finally, let me show you this box. So on the top, I put my son's picture inside like a frame. I wrote his name, some stickers. On the sides, I did the same. I put some stickers on the side. Not too overly decorated because he's 14, right? He's not a little kid anymore. But I did put this closure thing. It's a button with the bow on top, and it opens like this. I put this elastic here which will close over the button, and it opens like this. I put this little springy thing of a school bus, and I created this journal. This is my favorite part. So this is washi tape. It says looking back and looking ahead. What you can do with this, I have another one for the girl one. You can put like the picture of their first day of school, and then the next is this way. This way, yeah. The picture of the first day of school, and then the picture of their last day of school. It would be a neat comparison just to see how they've changed. You can put pictures from their school days. Maybe the teachers shared some pictures with you, or the student themselves did. You can put some sweet notes, messages, encouraging positivism, etc. And you can also have some pages for them to collect signatures at the last day of school. So those are ways that you can use that journal inside. For him, I created prompts for him to write because I don't want him to forget his middle school. You know, one day when he's finishing high school or when he's going to college, he's gonna find this box again. He's gonna like, oh my God, what is here? Let me see. And he's gonna read it, and he's gonna maybe reminisce and have a good time reminiscing about his middle school days. In this one, it says, it's just stickers that says memories, and it's a prompt for him to write. It says, your best memories of school. Memory or memories of school. So he's gonna write there. another sticker that says documented, for him to document. And it says, remember PS 149. I don't know why I said PS 149. He's in IS 145, so I have to fix that. So in here, he's supposed to write about his school, including the school colors, the playground, the teachers, the activities they offered, how busy they were, how full the hallways were, etc., etc. Whatever memories he has that he can describe the school physically so that he can remember it in the future. Oh, happy day, another sticker, and it says, describe your perfect summer day. So it is a school, it's a keepsake for out of school, so it will tie in with school stuff and moving into the summer, right? So this page is the describe your perfect summer day. And it has the space for him to write. Describe the weather, what you're doing, who's there, the morning, the afternoon, the evening, etc. Describe everything of how your perfect summer day would be. In here, there's a pocket where I just included like a nice encouraging card. It says, never underestimate yourself. You can pull it out for motivation. And again, it has another prompt for him to write. It's his summer bucket list of the things that he wants to do this summer. And then he'll check them off as we do them, or as he does them. Hopefully he'll do them all. It says, what do you want to do this summer? Yeah, and he'll write them and then he'll check them off. And the last page, I left it empty, and it's for him to collect signatures next week on graduation day from his best friends in school. Who knows if he'll see them again, right? So again, years from now, when he finds this box, he will be able to see their sweet messages, notes. Maybe they'll leave their phone number and they'll keep in touch. Who knows? So that's what I put inside. And it's lined green, matching the outside. And that's what you'll do with your box. You'll have fun decorating it any way you want. You'll find stickers, you'll find washi tape, other decorative pieces, things that he likes, photos that they like, photo stuff. Maybe those pages you can put together and you just staple them here on one side and just create prompts for them to write, to include. And you have a finished product that you'll enjoy, and hopefully they will enjoy as well. So that's our craft today. And you go back to the comments just in case. Oh, how sweet. Thank you. And I hope this inspires you to create your own. You can see that you don't need any special tools or skills to produce something pretty cute and fun. Have fun with it. Unleash your creativity. If you do it, I would love to see it. Tag me on Instagram. My handle is FSC, as you see the name on the screen, FSC.Creative. And just tag me with a picture of your product when it's done. I would love to see it, how you put your own individual spin on it. Thank you so much for being here. Get inspired, enjoy it. Goodbye.